Hi. Wait, hold on, wait. Ah! Hi, Jose. Bye, Jose. Have a good night. Goodbye. Sure. Hi, the matter. Welcome in. Dude, you ready for this? I feel so ready. Hold on, I gotta turn down my computer. It's like in my ears. Hey, that's some good shit. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, it's been so long. I took one break, like 1 week of a break from this, and then it's like, it feels like it's been like a fucking, it feels like it's been a month since I streamed, but it's only been like 5 days. But like, it's been like 2 weeks since we did Higurashi, so. Hell yeah. Trauma in the morning. Hell yeah. Get your day started right on a good note. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Who knows? Maybe the trauma's not there yet. But it will be. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like this one is gonna be. It's either, how should I say? I feel like we're either gonna get sprinkles of trauma throughout, and then there's gonna be one really big spot of it at the end, or it's gonna be like really bad really fast. You know what I mean? I'm not sure which way, because we've already saw that woman that Reina was talking to at Angel Mort, when Reina was like having her monologue about like how you have to earn your happiness and this and that, and she doesn't regret what she did and this and that. I was waiting for the new year so I can say it's been a year since we did our last stream. Yeah, right. I can't wait for those jokes at work. Oh my god, I love it so much. Shit about to get real. True. Alright. And honestly, thinking about the anime, this is the arc I remember the least amount about. So, I'm excited. Here we go. Let's get this bread. I don't want to use any sweets for the least 3 days. Oh, I don't want to see any sweets for at least 3 days. Ugh. Right, because they just had that big fucking eating contest.
You tried a little too hard, Keiichi-kun.
Reina ate a massive amount of desserts too, but her stomach seemed to be just fine. It's because she's a girl. We can eat as many sweets as we want. I think girls have 4 stomachs. Or at least an extra stomach just for desserts. What a great start. Yeah.
It's very rude of you to say something like that to a lady. This is what you get for being rude.
Bam! Ah! Stoko had poked me very hard in my bloated stomach. Stop! Please don't poke my stomach. I'm gonna throw up. Satoko and Rika-chan grinned mischievously upon hearing that. A chill ran up my spine. Why were they smiling like that and walking towards me so gleefully? No, stop! You cold-blooded demons!
This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Do you really think we just let it slip away? Beep. Your bloated tummy is in danger, Keiichi. Aw, your big wiggly tummy is so cute.
Stop it! No! Reina joined Satoko and Rika-chan in torturing me. We were still making a lot of noise outside the restaurant. I desperately blocked my stomach from their attacks, but someone else hit me from behind. Ah! Who is it? Hello, hello! Nice to see you, Kei-chan, and his funny friends.
Oh, Shi-chan! Hello. You weren't at the restaurant today, were you?
I'm working the night shift today. I just changed after getting here. How can you go outside the restaurant wearing that uniform? But I'm not embarrassed. Especially not since you had to walk around in a way more embarrassing costume just the other day. Ugh. Damn it. I was just getting over it. She had to just remind me that I'll never be able to get married. Anyway, I heard you went crazy in the restaurant today.
We did. We had to, since it turned into a club activity, you know?
You made a big mess in there. Looks like Sis felt guilty, so she's helping the waitress clean up the store now.
I still think we should help them clean.
Oh, don't you worry about it. We can't let customers do that.
Plus, me made most of the mess.
That's right. Everybody nodded in agreement. She told me to tell you guys that you don't have to wait for her. You can go home.
Oh no, we're gonna wait. Right, everybody?
Reina asked for our agreement. Of course we decided to wait without hesitation. Satoko, Rika-chan, and I all nodded along. Since we can't help her clean, it's the least we can do. While she says we can go home, I'm pretty sure she'd be sad if we really did leave. Wow. Kei-chan, you grew up. I'm impressed. Oh, sorry.
He grew up all right. That's because we've been training him so well, right? That's correct, Nippa.
You girls always band together when it comes to things like this. I hate girls. They get along so easily just because they're girls. In the end, we ended up making a lot more noise, even dragging Shion into the mess this time. Shion, get back in there and help us clean. Where did you put the washcloths? Oh no, guess I have to get back to work now.
Mi-chan, do you think it's gonna take a while?
What? Why are you still here? Are you waiting for this old man? Don't worry about me. Go on home already. Mion looked happy to see us waiting for her, but she always says the opposite of what she thinks. I wonder when she'll grow up and be able to just honestly say thank you.
We're friends, remember? We'll wait until you finish up. I wish we could help you. I feel bad.
I told you, you don't have to wait for me. I'm gonna go wait for Shion to finish work tonight, then head to her house in Okonomiya afterward. So you really don't need to wait for me. I do appreciate it, though. Hi, Lick. Welcome in. I agree with Keiichi, girls are scary. Are you sure? I still feel bad. Yeah, me too, me too. We have enough people, so really, don't worry about it. Go home before it gets too cold.
We understand. Me, I hope you can finish cleaning soon. Go for it. Yay.
Whew. Thanks. Kei-chan, I trust you to escort the ladies home safely. Please protect them from assassins on your way home. Looking around, I didn't see any ladies who needed my escort. I felt more like I was the one needing protection. Anyway, we said our goodbyes, making it easier for us to end the day and go home. Oh, hi, Muffin. Welcome in. Bye, Mi-chan. See you tomorrow. Yup, see you guys tomorrow. Alright, let's go. We waved at Mion until she went back inside the restaurant, and after that, we all got our bicycles and left Okonomiya. On the way home, we talked about how exciting it had been today, and it looked like everyone was still fired up. We had the horrifying punishment and the competitive eating contest, which turned into an unprecedented battle involving all the customers in the restaurant, and after that, everything just got crazy and messy. At first, the waitresses didn't know what to do, but after a while, they ended up just joining in. We had a blast. Currently laundry and cleaning, but I'll be listening. Hell yeah. Welcome to the lurk.
That was wonderful. Did you see what Tomita and Okamura did? How amusing that was.
I felt sorry for Kameda and Aire.
So did I, but didn't you think the speech was great? Everyone in the restaurant was on.
Oh shit, I think that was Keiichi, my bad. So did I, but didn't you think the speech was great? Everyone in the restaurant was on my side after that.
Keiichi, you might have been somebody really important if you were born in a different era. What? This idiot? Nah, he's so full of himself. An idiot will always remain an idiot, no matter when or where he was born.
If he was born 100 years earlier, he might have gotten printed on bills.
Money with Keiichi-san's face on it? Pfft, how pathetic. They would only be worth 200 or 300 yen at the most.
Satoko and Rika-chan kept up their continuous chatter. I was a bit tired after the day's event, so I just listened quietly. I noticed the wind was getting colder. 5 months later, the sun was dropped. Listen. Our shadows were getting longer as well. Satoko and Rika-chan still had a lot of energy left. But what about Reina? She's been very quiet. Maybe she also has a stomachache from eating too much. I looked at Reina to see. However, I was wrong. Reina was... I don't really know how to describe it. She looked very satisfied. She looked like she really did have that much fun. She looked like she was happy, as if she ever could be. I could tell that without her even saying a word. When I looked at her, it made me realize that the word fun wasn't enough to describe what we did today. Yeah, seems like you had a lot of fun.
What about you, Keiichi-kun?
I had a blast too. I wish we could have as much fun tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow too.
I feel the same way. I wish from the bottom of my heart that the time we spent at the restaurant today would last forever.
Huh. Wow, that's kind of poetic.
Don't you agree, Keiichi-kun?
Reina didn't notice that I had made fun of her. I might have been a little tactless. Suddenly I regret having even said it. I do. I totally agree with you.
But, you know something? Today's not the only day that's filled with happiness.
A cool wind blew through her hair. She smiled at me, and for some reason she looked very mature. Her appearance made my heart skip a beat. Every single one of our days in Hinamizawa is wonderful. Oh wait, I think this is her. Every single one of our days in Hinamizawa is a wonderful, precious, and irreplaceable day full of happiness. Okay, girl, I don't know if all the days are good. Including the boring days when our club activities get canceled. Reina, you think about these things in a very mature way. No, I don't. Honestly, I'm still not done playing around yet. Maybe it's just because I'm still excited. All of them, Seth. Every last one. Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is so great. It almost made me forget what the game's about. Oh, God. Reina laughed, and that made me laugh, too. Satoko thought that we were laughing because we said bad things about her, and she started bugging me about it. Once again, we made a lot of noise, like we always do. Well, Satoko and I are taking this turn here. Rika, why not walk with them a little further and turn around when the tobacco store is dead? Huh? Did you forget our nightlight burned out? Without that, it's too dark for us to sleep. Oh, yeah, that would be quite the problem. Oh, I see. You need to go to Makino-san's general store. Then I guess we'll say goodbye here. You'd better take this turn or you'd have to go a long way around. Makino's general store? Oh, right, that's where it is. If they wanted to make a stop at that store before going back to the shrine, turning here would be the quickest way. Rookie mistake. It's true. Oh my god, it's true. It's just like, it's like that same other writing cliche where it's like... Hold on. I'm a little high. It's like that other writing cliche where they're like, yeah, we'll get drinks after the war. Like, that's your surefire way to say that that guy's not making it back from the war. Okay. Bye, Rika-chan. Bye, Satoko. See you guys tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Farewell, Keiichi-san. Farewell, Reina-san. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Rika-chan and Satoko waved at us many times, then took the narrow path through the field. Once the noisy girls were gone, it went especially quiet all of a sudden. It even made me feel as if the sun had set in an instant. I could see my house by now, which everybody called the Maibara mansion. I didn't notice it earlier because of how fired up we all were, but my stomach was about to burst. Instant death, like, right? Top 10 anime moments before something F up. You're right. The growling in my gut felt like thunder. My body must have been paying for the price for acting like an idiot earlier. There was no way I was eating dinner tonight. I'd need to tell my mom before she started cooking. But before anything, I had to get to the bathroom. Ugh, my stomach was churning, oh boy. It really didn't sound good. We got to the place where I'd always met Reina in the morning and say goodbyes in the evening. Really did have a lot of fun today.
Me too. Are you feeling okay, Keiichi-kun?
My stomach is growling. I guess I just need some rest.
You need to train your stomach, huh? Huh?
You ate about as much as I did. How did you fit it all inside your tiny body?
That would be a woman's secret.
Reina giggled and tried to avoid giving me an answer. She'd probably hit me if I pressed her about it. If she punched me in the stomach, I'd throw up for sure, so I decided not to go any further. Well, goodbye, Reina. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
You know, I used to live in the city.
Yeah?
I never managed to enjoy each and every day like this before. But after moving to Hinamizawa, you know, I think I've found happiness.
I feel the same way. I moved to Hinamizawa a year ago. I can't believe I'm as happy as I am and spend every day having as much fun as I do.
I see. I'm sure tomorrow will be the same. That's right. We had so much fun yesterday and today. So tomorrow will be the same. With all the fun we had every day, I sometimes feel like I'm gonna trip and fall sometime, and it kind of scares me. You fall when you fall, no matter how careful you are. That's why I believe we have to enjoy every moment as much as we can. You're right. We gotta enjoy every day as much as we can. Well, it's probably time to go. Please say hi to your parents for me. Oh, I still have a lot of energy left. Hell. So I'm gonna go treasure hunting. What? You're going there now? You sure are resilient. I'm impressed. What about you? Would you like to come along? I found a new trash pile that I haven't dug up yet.
I might find something totally cute in there.
Sorry, I gotta pass. Besides, it looks like a storm's brewing. I think you should go straight home, too.
Oh, I usually find something cute when I've had a wonderful day like today. I'm going there just for a few minutes.
I felt sick enough that I didn't feel like going with her. If I felt better, I would have gone treasure hunting with her for sure. She didn't want to go home yet because she didn't want the fun day to end. And that's exactly how I felt, too. I understand. Well, goodbye, then. I hope you find something cute.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.
Let's see. I gotta catch up on chat. At least Vampire Check might not have to sugarcoat everything, knowing Saphyre. Listen. She's portaling all the food to another time. Right? She found the secret. I found happiness. Oh, you're gonna find more. Holy shit. I'm sure tomorrow will be the same. Surely it will. I love how you guys are just like instantly clocking this book's bullshit. I love it. Man, imagine if this entire book was just teasing something to happen instead of just like 14 chapters of surely tomorrow we'll have fun. That's an L move by Keiichi, right? You know something's gonna fucking happen now. Until the final chapter where they're lazy and they don't have much fun. Right, they're just tired, they all take a nap. Oh, hi Risu, welcome in. Good morning, apparently. Oh, goodness. Okay, right, Pink. I think Pink is what we learned is just like Reina's monologue. I'm pretty sure. Alright.
Keiichi-kun waved over and over as if he didn't want to say goodbye yet. But after a while, he was gone. Well, I had to go too, because I was going to go treasure hunting. I love cute things. I had such a wonderful day today, and I'm sure I'm going to get lucky at treasure hunting. I definitely will find some wonderful treasures. I pedaled my bicycle with determination. My house was nearby, but I took another street that led to the damn construction site. It might have been okay to just go home then, but I hesitated to go since I didn't want to be seen. I had so much fun today, and I wanted to continue feeling happy as long as I could. It was already getting late, but I felt like it was getting darker faster than usual. Just like Keiichi-kun had said, the clouds in the sky were growing darker. It might start raining hard. But that doesn't mean I have to go home already. Stop it, Reina. You had so much fun today. You have to stay happy as long as you can. I'm happy. And I enjoy every day. Reina, say it. Say the magical words. Oh. Don't be embarrassed. You're not dumb or anything. I might be able to enjoy every day even more if I were dumb. If so, dumb is what I'd want to be. Oh, I'm gonna find something so cute. And I'll take it home with me. There, I said it. I'm sure I can find something cute. As long as I believe it's cute, anything can be that way. I should fill my heart with happy memories of today and yesterday. I should look forward to the happiness I'm gonna receive tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, too. Definitely nothing bad's gonna happen, right? I reached the damn construction site. A mountain of trash loomed before me.
I parked my bicycle and walked down the mountain to the trash and the scrap. This place is my castle. It would be incredible if anyone else came to this mountain of trash. I've come here many times and I usually stay for a long while, but I've never seen anybody walk by. This place is the village's blind spot. I heard that many people came here all the time during the dam wars, but it was abandoned after that. The villagers no longer need to come here, and some people even forgot about it entirely. It seems like they dump trash here at midnight, but I've never seen a truck actually dumping the trash, at least. If they dumped new trash more often, it'd give me more time to kill. But it looks like I'm not going to have it happen for a while. I walked down the slope of the trash pile, all the way down to the bottom, and headed down behind another pile. Nobody ever comes here. I've come here many times, and I usually stay for a long while, but nobody has ever come to mess up this place. Not even the other kids from the school come here. They all believe that the arm of the manager of the construction site was buried somewhere in the trash piles. They also believe the whole place is haunted. They told me that a ghost with one arm still wanders around here looking for its missing limb. Sadly, I haven't seen a ghost either. But I'm not scared. In fact, I'd rather like to meet him. I wouldn't mind helping him find his arm. If he's feeling lonely, I'd want him to be my conversation partner. There's a station wagon buried in the trash pile. It doesn't have tires, but other than that, it still looks like a station wagon. The station wagon's my secret hideout. Unfortunately, the sliding door and the rear doors don't really open. So whenever I want to go in, I have to enter the car from the passenger seat and crawl into the back from there. Of course, I take off my shoes at the passenger seat. When you look out the front to the outside, it's just a dirty, abandoned car. But on the inside, it's nice and clean because I had to sweep it out and decorate it a little. That took me a long time. The back seats were laying flat because I wanted to have as much space as possible. I found a mattress in the trash pile and put it in that space instead. It was a bit dirty, so I brought a bed sheet from home and covered the mattress with it. I put my favorite cushions on top, and with that, it turned into the perfect bed. I've put cushions and stuffed animals everywhere. That's not all. Look at this. I have a bunch of sweets in here, too. I have a bag of fruit candy in 4 different colors, some cookies. Oh, but they're going bad. I'll have to throw them away. My bear-shaped water bottle, it was empty. When I come here and spend time on Sundays, I usually bring this water bottle with some sweetened tea in it. I have a box of tissues, a flashlight, extra batteries, and some other daily necessities in here. I also have a few books to read in order to kill some time while I'm at it. And I have this. What do you think it is? Look! Ta-da! My hideout is suddenly lit up, thanks to the table lamp. There's an electric outlet in the side of the old nearby construction office. I thought they'd have cut the power years ago, but to my surprise, I was wrong. Electricity is still being supplied to the outlet. When I found tons of extension cords, I came up with the idea to connect them all and make electricity come all the way out to my hideout. Now, I can spend time here comfortably with some sweets, books, and lights. If I wanted to, I might be able to spend the night here. I may catch cold since it gets pretty cold at night. See? This is a nice hideout, isn't it? At first, I thought somebody would find it and mess with it, but that hasn't happened so far. That's because nobody comes here, and everybody forgot about this place. That's how this place became my perfect secret hideout. Fortunately, I ate so much today that I'm still full. I can tell them that I was playing with a friend at her house and ate dinner there. I'm gonna go stay here for a while and just relax. And I'm going to treat myself. I loved the water gun battle yesterday. My heart had been pounding when I fought one-on-one with Keiichi-kun. I also had a great fun at Angel Mort today. I never experienced such a crazy game with so many people in my life. I was still feeling the after effects, and I was sure I'd have a dream about it tonight. And that was why I wanted to bask in these happy feelings. That was why I'm going to treat myself here. I should take off my shoes and stretch my toes. I should cherish the time when I can be myself. Once I took off my shoes, I felt so relaxed that I didn't want to put them on again. I played all day today. I was pretty tired. The treasure hunt could wait. As it got darker, the light on the table lamp became encouraging. It really was getting darker faster than usual. All of a sudden, I heard the sound of raindrops hitting the roof of the car. Pitter-patter, 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 pitter-patter. The interval between drops got shorter and shorter. Oh, that kind of fucking scared me. When it became a continuous sound, I began to hear thunder. This is flag overload. She's throwing up too many flags. Something's gonna happen. Damn, ninja cutting onions. I'm calling it. Casey will regret not following Raina there. A rain jump scare. Right. I feel like Casey regrets a lot of shit. Ugh. Even though it was raining heavily, it remained very quiet inside the car, making me feel like I was in a different world. It's my castle, after all. I felt a bit cold, so I unfolded my big blanket and hid under it. I'm here alone, under the warm blanket that has my scent. Even though nobody knew where I was at the moment, and I feel like I was left alone in the heavy rain, I still feel secure and free from anxiety for some reason. I felt like this heavy rain was keeping my enemies away from the castle. I liked it that way. She's hiding from her family, so I'm guessing she's dealing with some abuse at home. Ooh. Astute guess, my muffin. This place is full of small happiness. It's full of my favorite things. That's why I'm happy whenever I'm here. When I put another blanket over me, I felt as warm as if I were in a bed. I listened to the soothing sounds of raindrops hitting the scrap iron and trash heaps. It made me feel sleepy. This is a castle of trash. This trash came here because nobody wanted it. This is where it lives. This is a country where unwanted refuse lives together. I felt like I fit in here. But at the same time, I knew it was just a temporary place for me, as there's somewhere I had to go back to. No, I shouldn't think about things like that. Whenever I realize that I don't belong here, I remember I'm in the middle of a very dirty pile of trash. I should just doze for a little bit longer. Thinking is poisonous. I wanted to keep myself out of that poison so that the kind Raina within me could stay pure. A little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. I closed my eyes. Muffin's so smart. Okay, cool. I was like, that can't be the end. That must be the halfway marker this time. Okay. My mother was a very busy woman. The harder she worked, the more her work was valued, and she kept getting promoted. She sought out higher and higher. She was always shining. She was my hero. My mother started her career as a fashion designer at a small clothing factory in Okonomiya. My father was a designer too. They met through their jobs and soon got married. They lived in a small apartment in Okonomiya, but they moved to my grandma's house, our current house, in Hinamizawa when she got pregnant with me. We lived there until right before I went to elementary school. Now that I think about it, that was the happiest time of my life. I felt happy every day, and I believed without a doubt that tomorrow would be the same. I was so happy, and I took it for granted that I didn't even feel the happiness. I really did feel happy every day. I was small at the time and didn't really understand what was going on, but it seemed like the company my parents were working for was having financial difficulties. So my mother and a few other young designers started talking about leaving the company and going independent. After many things happened and the situation grew complicated, they got an offer to work at a big design firm in Ibaraki, and they took the offer. At the time, I heard my mother saying many difficult words like limited partnership and business alliance, but in short, she just wanted to do move to Ibaraki. My mother and her peers were hired because their talent and experience made them immediate assets to the new company. However, my father wasn't one of them. Unfortunately, my father wasn't as talented as my mother. So moving to Ibaraki meant that my father had to give up being a fashion designer. My mother's new company had high expectations of her talent and promised her a reasonable project. She didn't want to waste her growing talent and passion by living in a rural town like Hinamizawa. So my mother convinced my father to quit his job and move to Ibaraki and support her and give up to building his career. Back then, moving meant that I had to say goodbye to my close friends. I didn't want to move, and I kept crying about it. After we moved to Ibaraki, my mother was a big success. Not only did she have great leadership skills, she was full of energy. I believe she made the best use of her talents to succeed. She came home late every night and barely had any days off. When she had a big project, she often stayed entire nights at her office. But when she came home, she always looked fulfilled and wore a happy smile, and she would have never worn while she was in Hinamizawa. She was shining, and I remember I always wanted to shine like her when I grew up. On the other hand, my father wasn't doing so well. He couldn't find a job as a fashion designer, so he took a clerical job at a small company, but he kept changing positions. He couldn't use the experience that he had cultivated, and it was really hard for him. But he was very understanding. He started to take care of things around the house for my mother, who got busier and busier, having one project after another. He cleaned the house, did the laundry, came to my school events. However, he couldn't cook. He did cook rice, but he always bought side dishes from the grocery store. We ate dinner without my mother more and more often. I guess she's busy again. Every time I said that, he always said, "Your mother's working very hard, so let's support her, Reina." That was what he always told me. I decided to help my father with the cooking. I thought it was a good idea to learn how to cook since he wasn't very good at it. Whenever my mother cooked, I helped her and I tried to learn how to cook from her. She apologized for not having enough time to cook for us, but she was happy I was learning. I think I wrote in my school yearbook that I wanted to be a clothing designer in the future, just like my mother. But apparently I lacked my mother's exceptional sense of style. She used to tell me, taste is something that you're born with, not something you can cultivate. I remember I was discouraged to be a designer because of that. That was why I decided to reach her by getting better at things she wasn't good at instead of trying to be like her. I wanted to be good not only at cooking, but also at doing things around the house like cleaning and laundry and grocery shopping. I remember my father was really happy that I did that all for him because he wasn't good at it either. He couldn't find a job and spent a lot of time at home, so he seemed to enjoy spending time doing the housework with his daughter more than anything. I started to become better and better at filing and filling in for my mother, and she started to get too busy to do any of the housework at all. She moved on to a more responsible position at her job. She took me out to many places as if to compensate for leaving me alone all the time. She used to say, "Let's go eat something delicious without telling your father," and then would take me to a restaurant. She took me to high-class restaurants and amusement parks. Sometimes it was only me and my mother. Sometimes it was with her friends from work. She took me to a beach barbecue one summer with all those friends. I was introduced as her daughter, and every one of them pampered me. I still remember that there was this one guy who particularly doted on me. He was a good-looking young man. I called him Uncle once, and he got mad at me. Who was nicely tanned and dyed brown hair. This young man often came with us when we went out. When my mother took me somewhere, she usually made several phone calls from her work phone during the day, and sometimes she took me out of the place to where she could also do work at the same time. So I didn't feel awkward when people from her work came with us. But I always preferred to be alone with her, so I was happier when we could do that. One day, she took me to a very high-end part of town. Of course, she always spoiled me whenever we went out. She brought me things and let me eat whatever I wanted. But she especially spoiled me on that day. She took me to many expensive-looking boutiques and accessory stores. She was about to buy me something, but I told her not to get it because it didn't look good on me. Without hesitation, she bought it anyway. I remember there were many zeros on the price tag. On that day, I realized my mother's design work had made her a very successful woman, and she was earning a lot of money. We took a break at a ridiculously expensive-looking restaurant that probably charged 1,000 yen just for a glass of orange juice. My mother clapped her hands and spoke to me with a smile on her face. She asked Reina, "Would you like to make your dream come true?" When I was in kindergarten, my teacher gave me students a project to draw a picture of. The topic was my dream. I drew myself eating a mountain of fruit parfait all by myself. What my mother meant to say was that she was going to make that dream come true for me. It was a normal day. It wasn't my birthday or anything. But since my mother always spoiled me when we went out together, I didn't feel awkward about it at all, and I accepted her offer with a happy smile. There were 5 or 6 fruit parfaits in front of me. I remember it looked exactly like the world I drew, and I felt like I was floating in a dream world. It was too much for us to finish, but we dug in our spoons as if we were playing in the mud, and we really enjoyed eating it together. It was my first time to experience getting full by eating only fruit parfaits. I remember I was very happy. I enjoyed tasting the happiness and chatting with my mother. Reina-chan, do you remember the man who went to the movie and the dinner with us last time? You're talking about Uncle Akihito? Oh, though I can't call him that or he's gonna hit me. Reina-chan, do you like Akihito-san? No, I hate him. He always teases me. That's because he likes you. You got along so well with him at the barbecue. Well, I get along with him every now and then. My mother laughed. I didn't know why she had brought up the subject, but I didn't really pay attention to it because I was too young. Now that I think about it, she was breaking the news. I just didn't notice it. Reina-chan, who do you like better? Your father or me? You! It wasn't that I hated my father, but I thought giving her that answer was appropriate after she just spoiled me so much. If I said I'm gonna live in another house away from your father, which of us would you like to live with? Huh? I'm thinking, how about divorcing your father and getting married to Akihiro-san? At that time, my mother was a very successful woman. I didn't know this at the time, but she was drafted by a headhunter at work at a bigger company where she was promoted to a higher and more responsible position, one where she could bring out the most of her talent. Of course, the position wasn't the only thing she gained. Compared to my father's low salary, my mother was earning enough money to support a family of 3 and still have some left over. I kind of realized it from the way she spent the money. The greater the position she achieved, the more time spent with people at her level. All of them were bright and talented. Compared to them, my father might have looked unattractive to her. I liked Uncle Akihito, but I liked him as one of my mother's friends, not in the same way I liked my father. I liked my father and mother equally, so it was really shocking to me that my mother wanted to divorce him. I felt as if the ground below me was beginning to crack. The expression, I realized, actually fit my situation very well. I had to choose which side of the cracked ground I wanted to stand on. My mother told me to live with her at her new house. Her new house meant the house Uncle Hito lived in. I thought a house was a sanctuary for family. I believed that a house was a holy place where strangers couldn't easily enter. That was why I couldn't believe her. How could she let a stranger invade such a holy place so easily? Why do you hate my father? My mother looked down and didn't answer. I asked her another question. Why can't you stay with father? I think this was the hardest and most heartbreaking of all questions for my mother to answer. In short, my mother had cheated on him. She loved another man who was more attractive than my father. It was just that, and nothing more. I knew more than anybody that it wasn't my father's fault. First of all, he decided to move from Hinamizawa to support my mother as much as he could. For him, nothing good had come from that. Actually, I think he had a very tough time since we moved to Ibaraki. But he volunteered to be her support and tried very hard to do it. I thought my mother appreciated its support. So, I took her decision as betrayal. I told her that I disagreed with everything, including the divorce. I said it very loudly and made everybody in the store jump. Sure, continue your relationship with Uncle Akihiko, but don't divorce father. I feel bad for him. I feel terrible for him. He's been doing nothing but supporting you patiently this whole time. How could you do such a cruel thing to him? I screamed as loud as I could. Then my mother answered, "It's too late." Why? You haven't talked with my father about this, have you? It's not too late. I'm pregnant. Oh shit. Oh shit, no, I'm just trying to get caught up in chat. Hold on. Everyone's freaking out. Oh my god. Her mother's definitely cheating. No, not. Surely not. She is. Oh my god, I met her called it instantly. She's been afraid of divorce. Definitely not. Also, imminent divorce considering how much she's separated. Typical strategy. Definitely not. It's gonna hit me, bro. I freaking knew it. It's because he likes bro. What? Shit. I hit. She's Eddie better. How did you know? Oh no, I was joking. It's not over the or he'll hit me. He likes you. Right? Oh my god. Absolutely gonna be utterly baffling. I'm so sorry, Raina. To be honest, I agree with Raina on this one. I swear, if she's pretty... Come on. Annie better stop giving her ideas. To make sense, though, explain why she was pushing all this onto Raina, right? I'm gonna go stream. Alright, bye, Risu. Have fun. Good luck at stream. I really need to stop playing the Doom visual now. Oh my god. Holy shit. Okay. Whew. Okay, here we go. We still gotta get through this chapter, guys. We gotta, like, lock in. I don't know whether my mother actually told him about the divorce in person. Guys, do you hear what song it's playing? They would do this song. Those fucking monsters. Damn you, 7th expansion. Damn you. I need my angry right? Oh my god. A middle-aged woman who has called herself a lawyer came into my house several times to talk to my father on my mother's behalf. She sometimes called him too. My father begged the lawyer to let him speak directly to my mother many times, but it never happened. I could tell by the way they talked that he had no clue when my mother told him she wanted a divorce. Well, again, I'm not even sure if she told him in person. The lawyer told him not to meet my mother, not to call her at work, and many other things too. To top it all off, she told him not to see my mother ever again. He wanted to talk to her. He called some of their mutual friends, but he only found out the name of the guy she was having an affair with and nothing more. He asked me, "Do you know the guy?" I told him, I do. I also told him that he was a funny guy and had given me candy many times. I'll never forget how he looked at me when I told him that. He hit me for the first time. He hit me so hard that his handprint stayed on my cheek for a while. Then he fell on the floor and cried loudly. And then I started crying too. I didn't cry because he hit me. Uncle Akihiko was kind to me, so I liked him and talked to him out of courtesy. No, that wasn't it. Girls had to be kind to everybody. That's what I thought. But I was wrong. I learned in this world that there are people who should be nice and enemies you shouldn't be nice to. The enemies are the ones you should destroy my life and my very existence. Whether they mean to harm me or not doesn't matter. They're like weeds growing in a flower bed. Dandelions are innocent, but they take all the nutrition for the tulips in the soil. That's why we have to pull them out. The dandelions did nothing wrong, but they're the enemy. Enemies are bad people. That guy was a bad person. I shouldn't have accepted him. I shouldn't have rejected him with everything I had. By doing so, I might have been able to disrupt the relationship. By doing so, I might have been able to make my mother feel like the relationship was not going to work. If I tried to do so, my parents wouldn't have to break up. My father and I cried together, but we cried for different reasons. We must have cried because it happened so fast and didn't make any sense to him. I cried because I regretted that I let it happen when I had the chance to prevent it. My father stroked my cheek and opened his mouth to apologize, but he couldn't speak and just cried with me. One day, the lawyer let me see my mother. My mother asked me to live with her at her house again. I didn't know what to say, so I just kept looking down and listened to her apologies. My father knew that I was going to see my mother on that day, so he handed me a letter and told me to give it to her. I don't know what he had wrote in that letter, but for some reason I was able to imagine what kind of things he wrote, and I felt it through the envelope. After all, the letter inside the envelope had a rough surface. He must have been crying while writing the letter, and his tears made the letter all wrinkled when it dried. My mother took the letter from me, told me that she'd read it later, and was about to put it in her bag. I stopped her and told her to read it here. I wanted to see how she was going to take the last words that my father had left to her. But my mother didn't read it. She told me she wanted to read it alone later, and she put it in her bag. At that time, I realized, no, it was more than that. I should say, I knew. It was so obvious. I knew that my mother was lying. She had no intention of reading my father's letter. She was going to throw it away after I was gone, but she lied just because she wanted to seem like a nice person in front of me. The slight curl on her eyebrows and lips told me that more clearly than anything else. At that moment, I finally knew something else. The guy she was having an affair with wasn't the only bad person. My mother was also a bad person. Since that moment, the existence of my mother disappeared from my world like dry ice evaporating. I didn't have to hesitate about whom to live with anymore. I don't want to go to your house. The Ryugyu house is my home. I don't want to see you anymore. Please, don't even call me. But Reina, if you live with your father, you won't have... At that moment, I hated my name for the first time in my life. Please, don't call me Reina ever again. I have to go now. Bye-bye. Those were my last words to my mother. No, to the woman who used to be my mother. After that, I spent many days without feeling anything. I didn't know if the days were long or short. I didn't know which season I was living in. I was supposed to be nothing but the ordinary, not having my mother around. But every time my father saw things that reminded him of her, like her toothbrush, her teacup, her favorite books, he shed tears, which left me frustrated. That's why I decided to completely remove her belongings from the house. I roughly threw her things in a black trash bag. I started to go frantically. By the time I looked down at her, knocked down her wardrobe, I threw her music box hard on the floor. I broke her mirror. My mind was already not working properly. When I try to remember what happened after that, I feel disoriented. That's because the pills the doctor gave me back then made me feel disoriented and lethargic every time I took them. It seems that dullness hit me especially hard, since every time I try to remember that time, it makes me feel disoriented and lethargic, just like the pills made me feel. I destroyed everything that smelled like my mother, but the thing I wanted to destroy the most might have been myself. Even after I threw all of her belongings away, I still couldn't stop the feeling of regret, and I decided to blame myself in the end. Maybe I was thinking that I wanted to do damage to her reputation and successful life by destroying her daughter, destroying myself. When I was about to reach that very last resolution, Oyashiro-sama came to me. Oyashiro-sama told me to go back to Hinamizawa. Yes, all of this was because of his curse. Oyashiro-sama brought a curse upon the Ryugu family because we broke his rule and abandoned Hinamizawa. After I figured that out, Everything started to make sense to me. All the crazy things that happened after my mother was gone. The curse of Oyashiro-sama did that all to us. It was Oyashiro-sama's voice that was telling us to come back to Hinamizawa. That's right. We should have stayed in Hinamizawa. Everything went crazy because we moved. We had to go back to Hinamizawa. I started feeling disoriented again, and a dull pain ran through my head. It might be a scream from within me telling me not to push myself too hard to remember any further. The house where we used to live in Hinamizawa was still there. My grandma already passed away, and the house was the only property she left us. I remember that I used to live in Hinamizawa, but all I remembered was that it was a village that I used to live in until right before I went to elementary school. I remembered the atmosphere of the village, too, but that was all I remembered. I forgot the streets and even the names of those close friends I used to play with. The neighbors knew that the son of the deceased woman had come back divorced, but they didn't know us and they didn't know them. So it was almost like we had moved to a new place. However, as far as I was concerned, it still was my hometown that I had come back to. At first, everything was inconvenient compared to life in Baraki, but it was hard for us both to adjust. But we renovated the old house, and it was only me and my father. Life here seemed to make my father forget his pain from the divorce. Michan was very kind to me, and I started to get used to my new life. I did everything around the house, and we gradually went back to the time where we used to live happily. Anybody can live a happy life. People sometimes say that people are born to be unhappy, but I believe that's just an excuse for people who don't even want to try. I won't give in to fate. I'll never give up trying to recuperate the happy times I had lost. Recapture the happy times I had lost. I'm gonna become happy to the point where I don't even feel the happiness anymore. I'm not gonna cry anymore. I'll never cry again. I used up all my tears on that night after my father hit me. The curse of Oyashiro-sama is over because we came back to Hinamizawa. So I'm going to live a happy life from now on. All of a sudden, big raindrops hit the roof of the car and I recovered my senses. It was still raining hard. I had already gotten dark outside. The shadows on the table lamp created a very dark, and it looked as if there was nothing else around me. If I turned off the light, would everything in this world disappear? I turned it off. The light. Darkness swallowed me. But the cold air and the sound of rain didn't change a bit, and it made me realize I was still in this world. The curse of Oyashiro-sama. Did the curse of Oyashiro-sama do those crazy things to my family? Or did I convince myself it did as an excuse for myself because I didn't want to feel guilty about the divorce? Sometimes I'm not sure. Since that time, Oyashiro-sama hasn't come to me. I sometimes feel like it was a delusion I created because I was so mentally ill. But he did come at that time. I'm sure about it. Am I right, Oyashiro-sama? I was unhappy after I left Hinamizawa, but I came back and I feel happy now. But where am I supposed to go now that I'm unhappy in Hinamizawa? Where? Stop it, Reina. Don't think that you're unhappy. I am happy. I will be happy. I can definitely be happy. Suddenly I felt that if this darkness swallowed me, I'd never be able to be happy again. I found the switch of the table lamp and turned it back on. When I looked at the clock, it was already past 11 p.m. Oh, I had to go home. I wouldn't have time to prepare my lunch for tomorrow. At least, I'd have to set up the timer on the rice cooker. It didn't look like the rain was going to stop anytime soon. I looked out the window to see the rain, but I could only see my reflection. I talked to that reflection in the window. I'm so glad that my father's happy. He's been acting like he was dead for a long time. The smile on his face is a good sign that he's regaining his former happy life. He became miserable because of me. That's why I don't mind doing things for him until he regains his smile and becomes truly happy. When I stay here alone for a while, it gives him some time to be alone with her. Plus, I don't have to fake a smile. But then, my reflection in the window tells me, Reina, you're such a good girl. You're kind to everybody and love them equally. You can make everybody like you. But did you forget something? In this world, there are people you should be kind to, and enemies that you have to reject with all you've got. I thought you would learn that lesson. No, don't listen to her. My reflection is always mean. She always says mean things and makes fun of my worries. But she always tells me things that I can't say myself. Let's go home, Reina. To your home. Forget about the me and Reina in the mirror. I was a bit hungry by then. After all the desserts I ate, I still got hungry. I almost forgot. Rina-san bought me a shortcake. I never had a shortcake from Angel Mort, but I bet it'll taste good. I'd have to give my thanks to Rina-san next time I saw her. Rina-san speaks in a way that makes it very clear how she's grown up. And I'm sure she's a good person. That's because she's so good to my father. I did everything I could to make my father smile, but I failed. On the other hand, Rina-san can put a big smile on his face so easily. I have to thank Rina-san. I have to thank her for cheering up my father. I don't know why. I just don't like her perfume. Hey! Achievement. Don't call me Reina. You reminisced about the past. Whew. 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 Let me get caught up in chat. Bruh, the lion, the witch, and the audacity of this bitch. I know. They're like weeds. That's kind of unhealthy. She's not fucking around, yeah. Damn, Reina just built different, right? Oh my god, I love Reina. She's super cool. She's handing it off to Laura, not just tearing it up right away. Damn, Reina, chill. You spit fire. So the woman who used to be my mother. Oh no. Don't listen to the voices, Reina. Oh yeah, when she was like, we gotta go back to Hinamizawa. That seems completely logical. Listen, if the guardian deity of a village came to you and was like, hey, move back, would you be like, you're not real, or would you be like, I bet. What a lore drop, right? Hell yeah. Oh yes. When depressed, join a cult. Listen, I want to turn my life around, so I joined a cult. Oh hi, welcome in, Raven. Welcome in. See, Reina is yandere, it's just not for Keiichi. Does it count as yandere if she doesn't do the dairy part? I don't think so, actually, yeah. She's just being psycho. Yeah. Oh, brother. I don't know why. I just don't like her perfume. Definitely not a flame. Hey, but like, at that point, you already can't trust yourself. Maybe. If the guardian deity talked to me, I'd probably ask myself why, though. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, I guess, yeah. Maybe my first question would be like, prove it. Are you really a god? Prove it right now. You know? And then I'd be like, I bet. Whatever you want. Maybe. I don't know. Depends what mood I'm in. Or I'd just be like, nah. I'm calling your bullshit. Just kill me now. You should question your sanity. Maybe. I mean, it's not unheard of, I guess. Unless, and I guess unless you're one of the people who don't believe in any kind of god or anything, then I guess, yeah, you'd be like, shit, am I sick? Like, what's going on? Well, yeah, hell yeah. Chapter 3 done, guys. Chapter 3 done. I just noticed. We might end up on the same time again. Did you guys notice that? Like on chapters 1, the stream was 1 hour and 7 minutes. On chapter 2, the stream was 1 hour and 7 minutes. And now in chapter 3, we're at 1 hour and 5 right now. If we talk for 2 more minutes, we can make this 1 hour and 7 minute long stream and have it all match and be really creepy about it. Prove to me that you're dating. Alright, your name's Reina. And she'd be like, oh, it's gonna be so cool when you guys realize and figure out what she heard and, you know, all that other stuff. It's gonna be so cool. I can't wait. I can't fucking wait. Like, I'm happy we're gonna get through this book, because I remember the big thing that happens. As we read it a bit more, I'm remembering a little bit more. I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so excited. If I'm hearing voices, my first thought is probably not Oyashiro-sama. I mean, unless it introduces itself as Oyashiro-sama. Oh, do it. Let's make that a rest wonder. Right? Yes. Yes, we're gonna. I'm gonna end it at 1:07. She's actually crazy and didn't hear anything. Her psyche cracked. Maybe. Or, you know, maybe someone was talking to her. I don't know. Maybe. But she's using it as justification for it. Yeah, maybe not that, but, like, I can't say. It's such a big fucking spoiler as to the fucking fuck. Anyway, alright, I got like 20 seconds to wrap this up. Guys, we're streaming again tomorrow. Kiki is streaming tonight. You should go check out her stream. I believe it's starting in 1 hour. Kiki's streaming in 1 hour. You should go greet her. She's been on hiatus for a minute or two. It'd be nice if we all kind of welcomely warmed her back. You know, all that bullshit. Anyway, love you guys. Bye. Dismissed.